Hey guys, I'm Sydney.
And I'm Khara.
And I'm Steven.
And this is Bama AM, brought to you by Touchdown Alabama.
So this past weekend was one of the biggest rival games that Alabama has played this year, the classic Iron Bowl game against Auburn. What did you guys think? And of course it was a score 52-21. So are we surprised?
Not surprised. Covered the spread, made some money. But Auburn, as always, a trick play.
Right, I was surprised by that. I was surprised by the touchdowns and how they were executed. I was very surprised about that. Everyone at Bryant-Denny Stadium was like,
oh my God, the video literally gave me the chills from watching in the stadium.
Right.
So let's say this, Dixieland Delight, will it stay, will it go? Because I heard a lot of expletives, a lot of that word that we're not supposed to say.
I didn't hear anything.
I didn't hear anything.
I heard beat Auburn.
I heard beat Auburn too, so I guess it's here to stay.
I must have Sonic in my ears then, golly.
You were all in the press box, weren't you?
I was there, but for some reason my ears could still pick up a cell phone tower. But anyway, how about Tua Tagovailoa just broke every single... It's more shattered every single record. I'm going to say this. The 5 touchdown passes tied a single game score record. Right. The 6 total touchdowns took a single game score record. The 41 total touchdowns for a season has a single season score record. This kid is tied with the little man I like to call John Parker Wilson for second most career touchdown passes. I mean, I understand other outlets are saying, well, Kyler Murray does so much more for Oklahoma, but really, does Kyler Murray really change the opinion of Oklahoma football?
I think it's safe to say, I know it's a process to these things, but I think it's safe to say, let's go ahead and put Heisman Trophy. Let's go ahead. It's Tua. Get your best suit
right now.
Get your best custom suit.
Forget the suit. Just Heisman Trust. Just mail it to him. Just mail the trophy to him. Mail it to him. We can have a celebration inside Bryant-Denny.
Right.
Just mail it to him.
Right. Tua came to show out, and he definitely did that. Of course, we always have some problems and complications, but I think this is. I want to say this is one of his best games, but this is definitely one of the games where he proved to a lot of people that he does deserve the Heisman over Oklahoma. And just moving forward.
And he's such like a humble guy. Today in the press conference, he was saying that he gives a lot of credit to his coaches because they always like call the best plays that they see fit for him and all of that. So I 100% just give it to him already.
Now we talk about the coaches, but Tua's got some great Christmas gifts in form of the players. You love Jerry, Judy, Khara. I'm a Jalen Waddle fan, but how about HR3? Henry Ruggs III had a mouse-like catch, but I was like, sweet, Jesus, ooh, double take on that. Like he sticks his hand out, grabs the ball with one hand, cups it with the other hand, brings it in. Is Henry Ruggs the most underrated guy, or are they all just so good?
Everyone's good. Yeah. We're going to talk about that a little later on when we're talking about SEC game versus the Georgia. But like you said, I think we have a lot of great people when we're looking at different matchups. And I think, a lot of people are not really getting their time to shine. But of course, when they hit these plays, we're like, oh, we forgot about him. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I think they're all starting to get their chance to make plays. And Saban said that today at the press conference. So I just guess time will tell. And like you said, the SEC championship game coming up this Saturday against Georgia. In Atlanta, Georgia, the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Huge atmosphere. It's going to be literally insane. And even Saban said that today it's going to be a great venue and it's going to be a big competitive venue. What do you guys think?
Should be a fun one. I mean, Georgia's a good football team. You got Jake Fromm at quarterback, who was great last year. They got
DeAndre Swift.
Strong back in DeAndre Swift. Elijah Holyfield. You got Miko Hardman, of which Nick Saban called the dangerous return man of the SEC. Now, I'm more so partial to Jalen Waddle. But Miko Hardman, one of the dangerous guys in special teams for the SEC. And Georgia, as always, they had that darn great field goal kicker, Rodrigo Blankenship.
Even Saban today had nothing but great things to say about Georgia, saying that they were the most best complete team that we're going to compete against, and that Coach Kirby has done a fantastic job this year with their impressive wins, their ability to run the ball, their special teams, and their quarterback, Jake Fromm. So I don't know. He's also said it's going to be our biggest challenge up to date, which I definitely see. Last year, right. Georgia, this year, I don't know.
We're down to the wire last year.
Right. Yeah.
But like now,
down to the wire.
Right. But this year, you know, with the whole championship situation, now we're actually playing in the SEC championship. I'm looking at these different matchups. Like we were talking about the different running backs, but you know, we have Damian Harris, Najee Harris getting some PT in this Auburn game. Josh Jacobs,
the most complete back on this roster, right. Josh Jacobs.
And then we have the defense. When we think about the defense, we're thinking about Quentin Williams, who is ready to show out. This game is going to be a really great game. But you know, a lot of people saying we have a 10-point favorite against Georgia to win, and that's one of the smallest margins I've seen out of this whole season.
Well, I think a lot of focus and a lot of preparation is going to go into this week, because not only physically do you have to be ready, but mentally as well. And I don't know, for our last couple of games, we're more of like a second half team. We haven't really been going in that strong. We've just been ending the games really strong. So, and they even said it today. Tua said it during the press conference today that they have to be like mentally and physically fit, and that they have to starting out strong, just going explosive out of the gate. And I feel like that's definitely something that we need to see this week.
Fast starts are important, but one of the more intriguing storylines happened on Sunday, ladies. Terrell Lewis, who has not played this season because of a knee injury he suffered back in the summer, posted a photo on Twitter. The photo was captioned, "Debating whether I should pick up where I left off," and it created quite the stir.
Right, and Mac Wilson, sorry to interrupt, but you know I had to throw it in there. Mac Wilson said we might have a little surprise for you guys.
He did say this, and in practice today as I was out there, and number 24, by the name of Mr. Terrell Lewis, was out there going through some drills. Now, I'll just put this caveat in there. Looked pretty darn good. Is Saban doing this for gamesmanship and holding them out and possibly bringing them back for the playoff? Or will this be a situation where he does play against Georgia? Because right now,
that's scary.
He looks good.
I'm scared.
And you look at our team doctors, Dr. James Andrews, Dr. Kane, Jeff Long, Alabama's athletic trainer. If they think he's ready, and within himself he feels like he's ready, folks, watch out the return of the beast this weekend.
He's ready. Definitely something I look forward to.
But let's get on the topic about quarterbacks. We're talking about Jake, we're talking about Tua. You know, what is the difference between everything going on?
Yeah, he also can redshirt, just going back to Terrell Lewis, before we get back to the quarterbacks. Terrell Lewis does also have a chance to take a medical redshirt, seeing how he would only play 3 games this season after not playing, 3 games in the postseason after not playing the regular season. But getting on the quarterbacks here now.
I think, you know, Tua's really showed us a lot, but one thing I can't say about Jake, he's pretty good. He's a pretty good thrower, but he's not explosive in the pocket. Like, that's something that I think is going to play big against. I heard a lot of blitzes were coming for him, just like they did to Tua. We saw a lot of blitzes during the game. But I think, you know, when we're talking about these two quarterbacks, these two dynamic quarterbacks, of course, Georgia's leader, you know, top five, right? Top 5. I think, you know, Tua, I want to know how y'all feel about that. How do y'all feel about Tua versus Jake?
I think this is a very special matchup because keep in mind, Jake Fromm was once committed to come to Alabama, and then he decommitted, and then you bring in Tua after Jake Fromm decommitted. So both guys know each other well. Both guys were very heavy in the Elite 11, shouting out Trent Dilfer over there. But when you look at this matchup, for Georgia, they're going to have to be able to run the football. If they cannot create with Swift and Holyfield and James Cook and the backs they have over there, it's going to be a tough task because the past couple of weeks, I don't know if y'all noticed or not, Raekwon Davis has gotten ticked off. And last week was probably his best game all season, coming off the edge, affecting plays. Not just him, LeBron Ray, who will be a junior next season. The last 2 weeks, he has come on. Anthony Jennings has come on. Christian Miller has been on one since the Ole Miss game. So for Georgia, if the Dogs cannot run the football, if they get one-dimensional and Jake Fromm, not the most athletic quarterback, this can become a sack party.
Right. And I'm thinking I'm going to see a lot of Tua rushing the football in for a touchdown. I mean, I saw that.
That knee is good. That knee's fine.
I saw that in the Auburn game, and I'm pretty sure everybody was like, Tua rushing touchdown?
That knee brace is gone.
So, you know, and then also, what does special teams have to do? with this Georgia game?
Be consistent. I mean, Mike Bernier punting last week probably had his best game despite having the punt blocked. But if you look at the average 41 yards a punt, his best this season. Did pin the Tigers once inside for 20. Joe Belovas, go out there, Joseph. Be calm. Connect on field goals. He made 7 kicks against Auburn by field goal and all of his extra points. So just consistency. Strike the ball well and trust your training. Right. You've been doing this since high school. You've been doing this since you came into the University of Alabama. Trust what you know. If you know I'm putting this foot to a ball, I'm striking it accurately, I'm making the right sound, trust your training, follow through on the kick, and just do what you got to do.
I think trust and confidence is something that we're definitely going to need to fall back on hard because we know we have the ability. They obviously know they can do this. I think it's just all about mentality of the game and just whatever because obviously like we all know that they can do it. It's just they need to trust their training. They just need to get in there. They just need to follow through and they just need to be explosive. Our special teams just need to get in there.
My one thought on this, the play calling from Mike Loxley. Got to get vertical against Georgia. Against Auburn, I know you want to try the trick play, see if you can catch somebody off guard. But in this game right here, especially versus the Georgia secondary that coming in, DeAndre Baker was the talk of the SEC at cornerback, has been exposed at points this year. Attack him, find ways to attack the Georgia secondary vertically downfield, and get those receivers and Irv Smith Jr. a chance to make some plays.
Tight end wide receiver. Are we going to see? Is Georgia versus Auburn? I mean, is Alabama versus Georgia going to be a LSU versus Texas A&M 7-0 team?
Oh, not. No.
How loyal are the fans of Nick Saban?
No.
I would stay for 7-0 teams.
I am throwing this paper on the ground.
I'm staying for 7-0 teams.
Nick, I'll be at this game. Please do not have me wanting to sleep.
You're getting the money's worth. But just one thing to throw in there. Since we're talking about, LSU versus Texas A&M, how do we feel about the rankings? LSU coming down, Georgia going up.
Steven?
Ohio State in limbo.
UCF coming up.
I'm going to say this. Tuesday will be an interesting moment for the College Football Playoff Committee because at this point, Notre Dame has punched his ticket to the playoff.
Yeah.
The question for them, will they seed at 3 or 4 is their issue. When you look at LSU, they've had a good year despite the loss to, a decent year despite the loss to Alabama. What happens with them? What happens with Ohio State? I mean, yes, you're going to the Big Ten title game, but if you beat Northwestern, there have been times in years past where the Big Ten champion has not gotten in. So where does Ohio State fit in? And then poor khaki pants and Jim Harbaugh. You might as well just pack your bags and go, son. Because aside from the satellite camps, you've done nothing the last 5 years. So Tuesday will be interesting.
So what's our score prediction going into Saturday?
Oh, God.
Right.
I definitely think it's going to be very close. Last year, it kept me on the edge of my seat. 26 to 23 last year.
Second and 26.
Overtime. Wasn't it overtime last year?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, so.
I usually don't like score prediction. I just want to talk about players. Jared Judy going to get touchdown.
Well, I'm just going to end it there and say I find it's going to be very, very close. And I think it's going to be something to keep your eye on the entire game.
Bama, I say Bama by 10, 34-24.
Nah.
34-24. 34-24. Kirby Smart, we're talking about somebody that spent 9 years with Nick Saban prior to moving on. And Nick Saban mentioned a lot of Georgia's tendencies are like Alabama's tendencies. But Nick Saban, he'll mix a couple of things that Kirby don't know about.
Especially after last year.
Put a couple of things in that special cake recipe that the old mama don't know to make it even better. So
he didn't say a lot of similarities between the teams today. So.
Especially after what happened last year. Kirby's not playing games.
No, they're definitely going to come. They're going to come for us this week. But I don't know. So, no score predictions from you guys this week?
I said 34-24.
I like talking about players. Jared Judy touchdown. Because it's so hard. Like, I expect Georgia to do well. I expect Jake to come out. But, our team is unpredictable. I've seen us struggle against Citadel, of course, because we didn't have nothing to play off.
It's the triple option, Khara. We only face that once every 5 years.
Okay, but Missouri, come on now. I was like, but Auburn, we really didn't show that much.
Yeah.
Adjustments.
All right. Oh. No. All right, well, that's it for this week, guys. Write your score prediction down below. Give this video a thumbs up. Follow us on Twitter. Like us on Facebook. And we'll see you next week.